Well, we have seen the rupee also shine bright in the day today. You have seen 9-week highs coming in for the currency, and it has shut sharp nearly 0.5% on the higher side at around 61.07. We, of course, saw 61 as a high coming into the markets today. Let's also get in then Suyash Chaudhary, who's head of fixed income at IDFC, and he joins us live on the show. Suyash, hi. We have seen positive data coming in this week. There have been positive reports of government talking about the EM debt as well. How much of a cue are you reading in from the IIP numbers today?
Well, we wouldn't put too large a weight on the IIP, given that it tends to be a very volatile number. Especially the capital goods component tends to be quite volatile. So, it should be relatively subdued, but 1 or 2 percentage point here and there does not really change the view on that too much.
Rupee has seen quite a bit of a turnaround coming in for this week. How much of a further gain are you working with?
Traders on a short-term basis are looking for somewhere around 60.5, and the 61 quarter level being breached was a fairly strong technical level. If you look at tailwinds in the near term, they are also quite strong. So you are seeing FCNR flows coming in. You are seeing current account deficit run rate having shrunk quite substantially, and the taper debate having been pushed back in the US to possibly December or even higher or later. So in the near term, I see no reason why the tailwind doesn't continue for some time.
While the domestic data, of course, has been on the positive side, what kind of cues would you really get in from the international markets, because the uncertainty there is quite high?
Yes, the biggest one being clearly the debt ceiling debate coming out of the US. Now, what we hear since yesterday is that a short-term solution may be on the offing. So, not many in the market are really anticipating any sort of a default event to occur. Now, so long as a default event is abated, which is the consensus view, it would in fact give the Fed room to be more accommodative for a longer period of time, because the US partial shutdown will dent, the next quarter GDP to some extent. So to that extent, EMs should do better because of the expectation that Fed taper can actually be pushed back more than would have earlier been the case.
So just trying to get that number out of you, Suyash. So what kind of a range are you working with for the rupee now for the next week?
Well, given that we are heading into the US debt ceiling debate becomes a little tricky, but, like I said, there seems to be tailwind, so I would peg a range of 60 to 62 as a broad range.
They're getting you in the conversation as well. What's your sense on the rupee now? Because we've seen good gains coming in today and the rest of this week as well. How is next week looking?
Manisha, the kind of gains that you've seen the rupee notch are likely to slow. And the 60 level, I agree, is a level to watch out for. Not only it is a round figure, but also a technical level to watch out for. I don't expect the rupee, barring any fresh data points emanating from either the US or the domestic markets, I don't expect the rupee to go past the 60 levels in a hurry. And once it gets there, there is a possibility of a rebound in the USD INR, and that rebound can go all the way up to 63. So my range for the coming week is 60 on one end and 63 on the other.